So today we're going to be learning about personality vocabulary. In particular, we're going to be talking about adjectives and adjective agreements. Don't forget to fill in your homework sheet as we go along, and feel free to pause and rewind as you feel you need to. To describe someone's personality, we use adjectives. An adjective is a describing word. It describes a noun. A noun is a person, a place, or a thing. We're going to be talking about personality in relation to people. So our adjectives will describe people. In French, nouns are split into categories, masculine and feminine. If you're talking about a masculine noun, you have to use a masculine adjective to describe it. However, if you're talking about a feminine noun, you have to use a feminine adjective to describe it. The endings of these adjectives can change depending on if they're in the masculine form or the feminine form. These 5 adjectives on the board right now are in the masculine form. Arrogant means arrogant, amusant means funny, intelligent means intelligent or clever, patient means patient, and débrouillard means resourceful. In order to change these to feminine, if you're talking about a feminine noun, you need a feminine adjective. All you do is add an E to the end. The pronunciation of these words changes slightly as well. You just now pronounce the end consonant. So instead of arrogant, it's arrogante. Instead of amusant, it's amusante, and so on. These 2 adjectives, paresseux, which means lazy, and curieux, which means curious, are in the masculine form at the moment. In order to change these to the feminine form, we need to take away the X and replace it with an SE. Same with curieux, you take away the X and replace it with an SE. Instead of paresseux, where you don't pronounce the X, it is now pronounced paresseuse, and curieux changes to curieuse for the feminine. These 7 adjectives are again in the masculine form. Adorable means adorable, drôle means funny, égoïste means selfish, pénible means annoying, sociable means sociable, pessimiste, pessimistic, or if somebody's a pessimist, and optimiste if somebody's an optimist. Now all 7 of these are in the masculine form. However, they don't change at all in the feminine form. If you notice, they've already got an E on the end. If they have an E on the end without an accent on that E, without an accent, they do not change at all. They stay the same for masculine and feminine. Casse-pied, which means annoying, and sympa, which means nice, are 2 adjectives that also stay the same for masculine and feminine. They don't change either. By now, you should only have 2 more adjectives to fill in on your sheet. They should be gentil, which means kind, and rigolo, which means funny. These are both adjectives in the masculine form. To change them to the feminine form, they don't follow a rule or a pattern like the other adjectives we've looked at so far. Gentil, to change it from masculine, like it is there, to feminine, you have to add an extra L and an E. Rigolo changes using a T and an E. Gentil is pronounced the same, whereas rigolo now becomes rigolote. You pronounce that T. So far, the adjectives that we've talked about today are great for describing somebody's personality. You could describe your own personality by using je suis, which means I am. You could say je suis intelligent if you're a boy and you want to say I am clever. But remember, girls, you need to use the feminine adjectives, je suis intelligente. If you're talking about a boy and you wanted to say he is, you would use il est, and remember to use the masculine adjectives. But if you're talking about a girl, you want to use elle est, she is, and you have to use the feminine adjectives. Elle est intelligente. For a lot of the feminine adjectives, the pronunciation changes a little bit, so be careful. But what do you do if you want to talk about more than one person at a time and you want to make an adjective plural? It's nice and simple for most adjectives. All you have to do is add an S onto the end. The only ones that you don't add an S onto the end are curieux and paresseux, curious and lazy in the masculine form, as well as casse-pied, which has an S on the end already. You can use ils sont, which means they are, or elles sont, which means they are, to describe a group of people. Ils sont is used for a group of boys, elles sont is used for a group of girls. Ils sont is also used if you've got a group of mixed boys and girls. Your adjectives for these need to be plural. However, don't forget, if you're just talking about a group of girls, you need to make sure your adjective is both feminine and plural. If you're talking about just a group of boys or a mixed group, you need to make sure that your adjective is masculine and plural. That's it, guys. You should now be able to agree adjectives successfully and also describe not only one person but several people at the same time. If you've got any questions or issues, make a note on your homework sheet so you don't forget them next lesson. And also, don't forget to bring in the sheet with you next lesson so we can work on this more in class. See you next lesson.